Alrighty, it's time to take a look at some good old Super Quantums. Man, it's been forever since I got to turbo out good old Great Magnus. This is gonna be fun.
Yo, what up?
I'm sorry, who are you supposed to be?
I'm here to tribute off to Great Magnus, man.
Really now? Is that so?
Yep, just gonna take away all your hard work and effort, no questions asked.
Alright, well you've had your say, sir. I think you'll find that I'll have mine. Everybody on YouTube, it's your boy, the Memphis X. All right, welcome you back to the 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day for 100 days we duel with a different deck every single day. Today is the 98th day of the 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! And today, everybody, it's time to take a look at good old Super Quantums, our Go-Go Power Rangers archetype. It's time to summon out a big Chungo Magnus, man. Don't we have ourselves our deck? It's pretty much what you would expect. It starts trying to summon out all of our Power Rangers, get them into their Megazords, and then get out with Magnus. Get them up to 6, 7, even 8 materials, depending on how it's going to flow. So we got ourselves our deck here today. We're going to be showing off the combos and the wombos, the what do's and the what not do's, and we'll have ourselves a good old time. So big old shout out to Mr. The First Alchemist, who has sent us in another one of his beautiful decks, which sadly the recent ban list did mess it up a little bit because now we only have the one triple tactic. So I took a couple of cards out of like the side deck and things, and I did add one card I think might help in a small way, but we'll see how that's going to go. I'll make one change this one time. Hope it's okay. But regardless, we have ourselves our deck. We're going to show off the combos and the wombos, the what do's and the what not do's. And we're going to have ourselves a good old time summoning out our Alphans, summoning out all of our multicolored Rangers, and having ourselves a good old time turboing out the Great Magnus. So, of course, as always, if you want the whole deck profile, that's going to be at the end of the episode as usual. For now, hit up all the good buttons down below, and let's go Power Rangers. Alrighty, everybody, it's time for our first opponent. Another day, another card game. Got my lucky white Ranger sword here, and I got my freaking Megazord and everything on here. All the good luck so we can make everything we want. So we're going to go first here with this deck today. And let's see what we have for a hand. It's not exactly the hand I was looking for, but maybe we can do something with this. We're going to start off with our Super Quantum Blue layer. When this gets summoned out, I can add any Super Quant card I'd like from my deck. So let's go ahead and get Fairy Zayton. Let's see. I'll summon a Super Quant from the deck. Let's... I mean, it's a start to things. We'll see where this is going to go. It's not going to be the perfect hand, I don't think. Starting off with Alpha, you can have a one-card combo to making Great Magnus. But with this scenario, we got starts to something. So we're going to use our Zayton. This is the newest member of the Super Quants. We ditch one of the cards from our deck to the graveyard. And this is going to allow me to summon a dude from my hand. Let me think about this. Actually, hold on. Now I think about it. So if we send white to the graveyard, right? And that's going to allow me to special summon green layer from my deck. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to activate green layer, or we're going to activate white layer's effect. Yes. We need to use the power of teamwork, and we need the gerbil. Very important. So we're going to get our Alpha into our hand, because now I can special summon Alpha. So we're going to give Alpha the good old world, tribute this dude off, and I get one of 3 of my Super Quants. Now we're going to pick black, we're going to pick white, even though we've already used his effect, and we're going to pick red. My opponent picks one and goes to the field. If you get black, it's great. If not, you can still do stuff. It's just not as cool. And hey, we got black. Hey, oh, there he is. Alrighty, so now we're going to use all these effects. So black layer, when he's special summoned, can actually change into any of your Xyz monsters, which is really cool. And let's go ahead and bring back white layer so we get all the things on the board we'd like. So we'll summon out our boy here. And let's go ahead in this scenario. Since I don't have much. I don't have as much. Let's go ahead for red. Make it red. Make it red and attach a monster as material? Absolutely. So let's go ahead and put another material on that boy. Activate our Super Quantum Mech Ship Magna Carrier, because this is our most important spell in the deck. By discarding cards from my hand, I can make my monsters gain... I can turn a monster into its Megazord, basically. I can just make an Exceed monster right on top. And that's what we're going to do. So blue layer sent to the graveyard. Let's go ahead and see if we can draw another card. Why not? Let's go ahead and get back our most important cards. See if we can draw into, maybe layer 19. That'd be really great. Oh wait, I don't get the draw. That's fine. I don't get the draw right now, but that's totally fine. So let's discard Harpy's Feather Duster. I don't think I need that right at the moment. And let's go ahead and get our Ouroboros. And this will be pretty decent to start up here. I'm going to go ahead and attach white layer onto my Liger here. That way, I'll have even... Oh, yeah, I could activate and get more materials, but in the off chance this guy just has Kaijus, which are still an issue sometimes with this deck, we're just going to go ahead and start with this. So this way we can make our boy Super Quantum Mecha King Great Magnaman. And he's going to get all those materials. How many materials we got on this boy? We got 8 of those things. So for a rough opening hand, that's actually not too terrible. So we have Magnus on the board. He has a once per turn spin a card back into the deck effect. And while he has more than 6 materials, my opponent can't search stuff. They can't add any card from their deck to their hand via any card effect. So we got a nice big monster on the board. We're up against Trickstars, you say. Okay. Funnily enough, this is tomorrow's episode of the 100 Days. We're playing a Trickstar deck. So that's going to be neat. But yeah, we got ourselves our board. Like, this is the whole idea of Quantums. We're just trying to make our giant Megazord. We're going to be prepared to face the enemy menace and stuff. This is the original, by the way. This is from the 90s. This thing still mostly works. The chest plate's falling off a little bit. But, yeah, it's cool. We got a giant monster. What is my opponent summoning? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, he's got Hoodie. Okay. Well, luckily, I've been practicing some Trickstars. I practice as all 3 can play. He's going to be doing it tomorrow, but I know Trickstars to a degree. So this is the one that if he links it off, he gets his fusion. And there's Kolchka, which is a bit of boing damage and all that good stuff. Let's see. Yeah, we're good. I'd rather him summon something big and imposing, and then we hit him. We'll see. Oh, you must already have Trickster Fusion. That's why this didn't go off. Okay. All right. So he's got Crimson Hot. Let's see. That's every time a monster discarded Trickster, both players draw a card. All right, which you can't use because again, Great Magnus is on the board. Can't be searching nothing. Can't be doing none of that. So Trickster Fusion's gonna go off here. Pretty neat, pretty neat. But I don't know if Tricksters can handle Great Magnus. It's hard to say. Like maybe they can, but I have my doubts about that because he can't search anything. Because he didn't get his Trickstar back. He is playing Mandrake, which is neat. Let's see, what does Mandrake do again? Target a monster opponent's link monster points to and destroy it, which will not work on me at all. Because Magnus is unaffected by anything except for super quant cards. So long as he's got 4 more materials. That's the cool thing about Magnus. Like, the more you put on him, the stronger he gets. It's kind of like when you got the OG Megazord, and he stacked like the Dragon Zord. I actually have the Dragon Zord, too. I keep it in the box still, even though I've opened this thing a bunch of times, but I still have it. Maybe I'll open it later, but yeah, that's basically how Super Quants go. And we don't want to see no Kaijus. It's still, even with the new support, you still don't want to see Kaijus going off if you're playing your Super Quants. So what is this doing now? Banishes target a Trickster in the grave, add it to your hand. Okay, that's from the deck. Okay, so he can do this. Okay. Okay, so who did you get? Was that, oh, that's Narcissus. Okay. Narcissus. Okay, cool. Alrighty. So, we're pretty set right now. Okay, Jar of Avarice will be great for later. Let's see, I have no Super Quants in the hand, so let's just attack my opponent. That being what we're gonna do, so... I guess we'll just attack into Holy Angel, just to get her off the board. Now, Kolchka does have an effect to deal burn damage here. Let's see. Inflict evil to that monster's attack. Okay, so yeah. I'll take 2,000 damage, which is a bit of damage, but I think we'll be fine. I think we're A-okay. That's the thing about like, unless your opponent can make big monsters on the board, they're going to have a hard time dealing with Magnus. Now, granted, you've drawn Corbane, which is not good. And oh no, that's only the main phase. No, Magmus. I got okay. This is not the problem because now all of my super quant effects are gonna go off. So let's see. Let's get a spell card to our hand. Let's get. See, that's the best thing right now with Magnus and like the new layer and stuff. I get so many effects that are gonna activate here. So let's see. Who are we going to summon back? I could use Black Layer, but he misses timing a lot, so let's not get him. Let's get the red one because he can pop stuff. Let's go ahead and activate White Layer to get our Alphen. Let's activate. Let's see. I don't want to shuffle anything back at the moment. Oh yeah, Magnus, you had an effect. All right, Magnus can revive 3 exceeds when he leaves the board. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, messed that a level up, but that's not a problem. This way you get, you know, that's the whole premise of this show. You see the combos, the wombos, the what do's, what not do's. Don't use red to target Liger in this case, but that's fine either way. Because hey, Magnus might be gone, but I am just gonna get my field spell back so I can get him again. Now, granted, I need to draw another super quant or something to get all the materials on him again. Otherwise, he's only going to have 3 materials, and that's just too small for Magnus. It's too small. I might as well go for the Link in that case. Which I will say, I really wish the Link was more useful. Like, it has some effects to it. It can, well, I mean, I don't remember all the things that it does, but it's nowhere near as cool as Magnus is. So, okay. So my opponent was able to help me. I do remember, but I forgot that Trickster Corbane was a thing. So, you know, that's the one thing about Magnus. He is weak to things like that. But it's not a big deal. Not really. Alright, so Drummy is on the board. Yep. Narcissus is on the board. Going for Kolchka again. Okay. Interesting. Although now, yeah, now Magnus is gone. Now he can do that stuff. So, we'll hold off on Jar of Avarice for the moment. But this is going to be a really good card for later, so I can just, you know, search back all my cards. What's this doing? That set card will be activated until the end phase. Your opponent must activate during the end phase, or else it goes... Wait, goes... Return to the hand. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I might activate it anyway. What cards would we even get? Pretty much just get back, like, all of our monsters, really. I can get back my spell, but I really don't think I need it. I'd rather get my monsters back, to be honest. That would be my preference here. But we should be pretty good. Let's see here. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't attach materials from the graveyard. All the Super Quantic Seeds can attach new materials, which is really, really good. But none of them can attach from the grave, because that would be a little bit too much. Just a little bit, perhaps, too much. To go into 6+ material Magnus over and over again that easy. But that's neither here nor there. It's fine. You know, my opponent's putting up a bit of a fight. But I like it when they put up a fight. It makes it all worth it. Alright, so now you gotta get your Noble Angel. Effect damage is inflicted. Target a face-up card, destroy it. Yep. And then if I special summon, you control a Link monster. But I have to special summon. So I should be good. And this will revive one of his monsters. Okay. Luckily, it's main phase too. I don't need to worry about these things. Let's see. A monster is summoned to the zone this points to. Cool. Let's see. I mean, yeah, I'll activate my Avarice. Why not? Just get back some cards, draw another one. I see no reason not to do that. Alright. So now it's our turn again. Very nice. So we're going to activate our Super Quantum Liger's effect, attach a material. We're going to activate Grand Pulse's effect to do the same. And then, again, with Ouroboros, because why the heck not? So now we'll get everything on the board, and we're going to go for Magna Carrier once more. And that's going to be allowing me to just make Magnus again, you know? That's just what this deck is all about. So, heck yo, get Magnus back on here, baby. Get him back on the board. Alrighty, and no Corbane's in sight. And yeah, he has the trap card. The trap card won't matter, because this is unaffected by his trap card. No, sorry, my man. I ain't going to do you any good. No burn damage for me. Alright, so, the question is, do I keep going from here? You know what? Let's see. I don't think this will matter too much. Let's go ahead for Alphen. Just go Alphen in it and do it. Do it again. Come on. Come on, black layer. Let's do this again. All right, black layer, red layer. Where's white layer? Where is white layer? Yeah, let's get our white layer. And once again, just doing this thing. We just want to do this every time that we can. And again, just every time we get black layer is the best. We get white this time, but I don't think that's not a problem or anything. So let me double check. This will send a monster from my deck to the graveyard, sure. Change my attributes and all that good stuff. This will get me my spell. And let's go ahead and get another monster on the board. So we'll revive black layer so I can make Lustrix. Okay. Sounds good to me. Sounds pretty dang sweet to me. So we're going to get our Preventing the Invasion, the Pitch Black Super Quantum. This is a very nice... It has a whole host of different effects. And they're all pretty dang good. Let's see here. I don't want to send to the graveyard right now. Nothing really stands out as something I want to send to the graveyard at this particular moment. But I do have to send somebody. So I guess I'll send Zaytan for now. Doesn't really matter too much. But let's go ahead and exceed summon. Or not. Can't summon Lustrix right at the moment. Why the heck can I... That 2 level 7s. Oh, wait. I sent a level 1. I'm dumb. It don't matter. It don't matter. It's all good. I just really needed a body on the board. So let's just go ahead and attack this dude. Let's attack him with everything we got. I could have made Lustrix. It's fine. Actually, this is probably better now I think about it. Because this way I can wipe out all of his monsters. Now, granted, I'll take more burn damage from the second Kolchka. But I don't think that's going to be a big issue. It won't be a big issue. Once this guy loses his whole board, like, what's he going to do? Yeah, I'll keep taking burn damage. And this will get slightly... Oh, yeah, that'll get stronger. That's right. Okay. Well, actually... Yeah, no matter what I attacked, that would have just happened anyway. Alright. Not a big issue. My opponent's wrong-footing me a little bit, but that's okay. You know, this deck is a little complicated at times, and my head hurts. 100 Days is kicking my butt, but you know what? It's fine. So... I could spin Holy Angel into the deck, but I think we're fine. You know, I have underestimated opponent once today. I can do it again if I need to. We're all fine here. And I still have my Super Quantum spell. I can summon a monster. I can switch a monster to defense mode. Or even better, I can set one of my Super Quantum traps. And that's going to allow me to just kind of run this dude over. Once I get my Magnum Slayer Sword, I can just pump up Magnus to 4,800, give him pierce damage. All the good stuff. Alright, so what are you going to do? Because you got a light arena. Yeah, you can do that all day. Doesn't really matter. I got cards I can just chain whenever I need to. So, yeah, Holy Angel's on the board, but she's in the wrong position to be in. She is in the worst possible position she could be in. And now that my opponent can't search nothing, and that's just putting him in a really big bind. That's the ultimate power of Magnus. Just stops your opponent from searching stuff. It's a floodgatey thing, and that isn't the best thing for a giant robot to do. But it's still less oppressive than anything Buster Blader ever did. So I'm gonna go with it. I got my big old boy on the board, and this has actually been a fairly good back and forth match, all things considered. So, well, we'll see what else my opponent can do here. I am hoping that next turn I'll be able to do more stuff. I know I could have had a Lustrix, and that would have been great, but it's neither here nor there. I'm fine with it. Alrighty, well, my opponent appears to have timed out. Unfortunately, they couldn't handle the Magnus, but that's okay. We'll get to see some more Trickstars tomorrow. You know, we'll show what we got cooking for them Trickster ladies. But this is exactly what we want our deck to do. You know, we summon out the Great Magnus with enough materials, stop my opponent from searching out stuff, and then we just have like a big beat stick that can spin cards back in the deck. It's pretty dang powerful. And, you know, Magnus, if he leaves the board, it's totally fine. We have so many different effects that we can activate with this dude. It's insane. So let's go ahead for duel number 2. Show off more what the Super Quants can do. Maybe we'll actually like summon the Link and summon like the actual Zords and just do stuff with them. You know, mix it up a little bit. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. Alrighty. So once again, going first because no matter what you're doing, you want to go first with this deck. Opening hand looks pretty good. And we always have, well, actually, I can't go back. I should have summoned blue. I should have summoned, well, it doesn't matter too much. But let's go for Alphen. and see where things are gonna go. You know, get the usual trio here. It used to be red, blue, green, but ever since black came about, it's definitely red, white, and black. 100%. All right, so we'll get red layer, which is not the ideal, dude, but that's totally fine. So let's go ahead and use red layer's effect. We'll get, I guess I could get black layer to the hand. Why not? Let's get black layer, because he does have an effect to summon himself when my opponent, like, does stuff, so I'll be fine. I think that'll be fine. Also, I just realized this guy is playing probably Monarchs, which is definitely not good, because our deck doesn't like being Monarched at all. So, we'll see where this is going to go here. Let's see. So, what we're going to do, we're going to activate our Preventing the Invasion Pitch Black Super Quantum to summon out a Super Quant from the deck. And I could go for Magnus and just shut this dude down. But part of me really wants to go for, like, the other... Maybe that'll be the third duel. Much as I really want to do different things, I think this guy's not going to allow me to do that, you know what I mean? I definitely need to just make sure I kind of go all out here. I can't not do that. So let's go ahead for our Zaytan here. Change our levels just for the heck of it. And we use Zaytan's effect and discarding that spell of ours. And that way I can summon out Green Boy. Green Boy! Because then Green Boy will go off and I can summon out Black Man. And then Blacko is going to let me go ahead and exceed again. So let's go ahead and summon out Lustrix. I don't think it matters really who, but I'm going to go for this guy. And we'll attach white to the dude. There we go. Alright, so like I said, I would really like to go for other stuff right here, but this being Monarchs more likely than not, I feel that I need to just kind of destroy my opponent. Much as I'd like to, like, you know, just have a nice back and forth and all that good stuff. Saying that when I'm playing Magnus and his locking down things. Listen, it's fine. So, let's see here. I could just, yeah, we're not going to make, well, I'm not going to make 4 exceeds, obviously. That'd be silly. But yeah, blue layer, you're fine. I don't need to do that just yet. Let's go ahead and put another material on our boy. Go ahead, Super Quantum Magnum Carrier. Make my monster huge. Well, that'll be in a second, because I do have Magnus Slayer. Good old Magnum Slayer. Let's see, how many materials is that? Oh, nice 8. Very good. It's nice to, you always want to have more than 6. Like, you can do this with 6 materials. That is a thing you can do. But you have to remember that if you detach materials or spin a card back to the deck, you will lose the ability to stop your opponent from searching stuff. So, it's all going to depend on what my opponent does here. You know? Now, what can Monarchs do against Magnus? That is a tricky question. Because they're all about locking down themselves. And they do have some pretty crazy combos. But, it's a hard way. I don't think Stormforth would work in this scenario. Not to my knowledge. I can't imagine. Because that's a card effect. He wouldn't be able to do that. Now, if my opponent did have Kaijus, 100%, Magnus would be doomed. But as it stands, I think would be okay. Let's see. One thing he could do, and I'm just thinking this one right here. One thing my opponent could at least attempt to do is that if he was to tribute summon a monster and then use his field spell, he'd be able to attack and then run over. Oh wait, no, this is okay. This is not Monarchs. I mean, I probably should have expected this. We're up against Draco Slayers. Okay. Draco Slayers are neat. Now, he can't search or anything, which is bad for him. But yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. Domain of the True Monarchs. Let's see. That's too small. He needs like a big Monarch. Because then his monster will be able to attack me. And it would gain 800 attack points and all that good stuff. So, yeah. That's basically what would be able to deal with Magnus here. We'll see if that's going to work out for him too well, though. Alright, so end of phase. Let's go ahead. Make my monster bigger. Magnus Slayer. Oh, yeah, oh, wait. You just activate the trap. Okay, this is going to be interesting now. Now things are getting interesting. Because while he can't do anything to Magnus, he can wipe out my back row, which would not be great. Alright, we got triple tactical talents. Cool. Very nice. Very nice indeed. And what do we have here? The Monarchs Erupt. I mean, here's the thing about rulings. If he had played this before I summoned Magnus, I'd be screwed. But now that I already have Magnus, that card dubs Bupkis. So let's just run over his Dynamite. I'm just going to punch it in the face. You know? I mean, a guy's already hiding half his face, so I might as well like punch him in the rest of his face. Let's see here. Oh, he's gonna like tribute summon again? And let's see. Target a monster on the field, destroy it. Big whoops. You can tribute summon all you like, sir. It ain't gonna do you much good, because big old Mecha Magnus is too much. Which is really a shame. I am kind of looking forward to, in a weird sense, I'm looking forward to Draco Slayers coming back a little bit, now that Masterpiece is a thing. Just for some variety in this crazy game. Just for some variety here. But let's go ahead and beat over Dynamite, boy. You know, we'll deal a lot of damage. I also have piercing damage, just so you know. Let's see. 3 attacks during every battle phase this turn. Yeah. I'm just going to get rid of my trap cards so I can attack 2 more times. Now, granted, he'll still be able to get stuff. But that's fine. I don't really care too much. It's going to activate Draco Phoenix. Cool. But I'm going to wipe out your entire front line. And a good chunk of the rest of your life points. So, you know, I don't think it matters too much. But yeah, that's the secret effect of Magnus Slayer. Triple attack, baby. Triple attack. Alright, so that'll deal most of my opponent's life in damage. And I think we'll be fine. I think we're A-okay. I mean, what can this dude do? I mean, Monarch's Erupt is on the board. He can't use any of his monster effects unless they're tribute summoned. And yeah, as I would expect. Okay, so good on us for duel number 2. Again, this is what our deck is trying to do. We just go for Magnus, and if your opponent relies on searching, they're going to be absolutely in a bad spot. Now, my opponent can get around that a little bit, but Draco Slayers aren't like a big numbers deck. So we were able to do that. So let's go for duel 3. Let's try to ignore Magnus and try different stuff with a third duel. Because, you know, we've done Magnus twice now, which is, well, actually 3 times. So that's plenty. Let's go ahead and try and summon out Magna here. All right, everybody, our third and final opponent, the fighting third and all the good stuff. It's time to summon out some more Super Quants, baby. But I really do want to go for Magna in this third and final duel. But mostly because he's just so very criminally underrated, you know? It's just a thing. That's what I want to do, and that's what I'm going to do. So let's go ahead and start. Interesting opening hand here. We're going to start with our E-Telly. Bait out Ash Blossom and the like. And we're going to summon out our blue layer from the deck. This will let me get Zaytan all set up, and we'll see where this is going to go. We shall see. Although, probably just better to get Alphen, to be honest, because, you know, Alphen is just so dang useful. I probably could have put him on the thumbnail. I'll probably put him on the thumbnail. The sleeves, probably could have had Alphen sleeves too. But, you know, Alphen is just so incredibly useful. And, you know, if we get Ash right now, that'll stink. But I have other things I can recover from that. It's not like the end of the world if Alphen gets negated here. So, we'll see. We'll see indeed. You know, that's the thing about Super Quants, you know. You do the whole shebang and the whole kit and caboodle. And you just kind of hope. That sort of hope that only Sentai Warriors can do. And just get the cards you want. Hey, that's what I want to see. That's who I like to see up in here. Alrighty, let's do our combo here. We have a full combo, people. So yeah, we'll get white layer so I can get an Alphen back. And we'll get our red man. Get our red man. Bring back the white layer. Yep. Let's see here. Druids were... what's that gonna... Wait, that's banishing white layer. Curse you, one-off card. Well, that's certainly annoying. Let me think about this. Now that that is a thing... I mean, I was really hoping to do more here, but we'll see. I mean, I can still do some of this stuff. I do have triple tactical everything, though, so you know what? Hold on. I mean, we'll triple tactics to draw 2 at the very least. See if we can get stuff. We'll go ahead and triple tactical thrust as well. get myself a spell trap card of some variety. What spell trap do I want in this particular instance is a big question. I guess I'll get Dharma Cannon. Well, should I get Dharma Cannon? Just in case, I'll get Dharma Cannon. Just in case I need the darn thing. We shall see. Because unfortunately, that kind of messed me up a little bit more than I would like to admit. I was really hoping to do, like, so much more here. So, let's go ahead and set a couple of cards for now. And we'll just kind of have to see where this is going to go after. Oh, hold on. There's still some more I can do. Maybe I'm not quite as done. It's not going to be as good as I'd like it to be, 100%, but we're going to give it a shot. So let's go ahead and get our Invasion Pitch Black. So, let's see here. Yeah, not perfect here by any means. That Druid's Worm, curse you, one of. I could have said one-off piece of garbage. But we'll get ourselves Green Layer. Green Layer will get us another monster to the field. So I can get blue here, because why not? And you know what? I did say I wanted to go for Magna, which, hey, there it is. Not really great for Dharma Cannon right now, but I have it. So let's go ahead and use Green Layer's effect to ditch our Alphen Spike. And do I have enough cards to recover with this? I don't think I want to use blue. Well, actually, I kind of want to use blue so I can recover blue, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead and get blue, the spell, and the green boy back. That'll work. That'll work. Alrighty. So, like I said, not exactly what I was hoping was going to happen here. Let's see. It has to be a non-light dude. Okay. I guess we'll end our turn for now and just see where this is going to go. Again, that Druid's Worm just... that Druid's Worm. Just had to be that one-off thing, you know what I mean? Let's see. Mimighouls? Ugh. I'm not a big fan of the Mimighouls being about right this second. Not especially. We'll see. We'll see indeed. So this is going to add you a Mimighoul monster. The whole premise of Mimighouls is like you give them to the opponent face down and you kind of incentivize him with this field spell to force your opponent to flip them, and then bad things happen to you. It's not a good strat to have to deal with. I don't know, man. That Druid's Worm really hurt. Alright, well, let's go ahead and use Black Layer's effect. We'll discard Alphen, because we don't need him at the moment. We'll get our Black Layer onto the board. And then this will let me go into another dude. Let's see here. I probably could have I probably could have discarded White Layer for that. That probably would have been better. Okay, that definitely would have been better. Either way. Who is left in my graveyard? I have blue in the... Okay, hold on. Actually, this could be better. This could work just as well, because black can literally become anybody. Although I still wish he had his own mech. This is even just as good. So I'm going to get to draw a card, thanks to Blaster Magna. Which is a very underwhelming part of all this, but it is something I get to do. So let's go ahead and use Grand Pulse's effect. We'll detach Black Layer and pop my opponent's Mimighoul dungeon. Yep, and then our Black Layer will activate his effect, and I can get myself a spell. Now, we already have everything set up to get the field spell, so I'm going to get Preventing the Invasion. Just a really good card. Really good card all around. So, what say ye now, sir? I've stopped your field spell. Your field spell, your deep, dank dungeon is Gonski. You know? What are you going to do about it? I mean, I guess he could just beat over me, and he does have his own triple talent, so... okay. That's what it is. It is what it is. So, you're stealing my dude? My bruh? Bruh. I'm gonna do this. So you're negating Grand Pulse, which is kind of an odd choice here. I mean, I guess it works, but at the same time. So let's go ahead and summon out. It doesn't really matter who. I was gonna bring out Black Layer because he's stronger than everybody else at the moment. So we'll put Black Layer back on the board. Let's see. I mean, Blaster Magna is up here. I really wish I had my surrendered. Excuse you? What? Why did he surrender? Why would you do that? That doesn't even make sense. I guess because I got rid of his field spell, but still, I mean, I feel like my opponent could have done, I mean, well, he could have beaten over Magna, he could have beaten over Black Lair. I mean, I had things to recover for next turn, but still. That seems like, oh man, that's disappointing. Alright, well, unfortunately, I'm out of time for today. I got dogs to walk, and I got decks to still finish for the 100 days, so I hate to end it like this, but we've done literally everything the deck wants to do. There's really nothing else we can do that we haven't already, so let's go ahead for the end screen, and we'll talk more about this deck today. Alrighty, everybody, so Super Quantum Power Rangers did pretty darn good today. You know, with all the new support, summoning out Magnus has never felt so good, and we have some nice new combos thanks to these cards. So we got to summon out Magnus, we got to summon him out again, we saw him live and we saw him die, we got to see everything this deck wants to do. There's very little we didn't do with this deck that, you know, is mentioning worthy. Maybe there's like Alpha Call appeal to get out more monsters and things if I get destroyed, and I guess Clockwork Knight would have been cool for when we had Magna Blaster on the field, but that's neither here nor there. Now, the predominant thing with Super Quants you gotta remember is that 99% of their plays are revolving around summoning out Magnus. So it's a success in that regard. We summoned out Magnus, and we're all set. So the only things I would have liked to have done is like had a situation where we could have just like summoned out the Zords and gone for them, but it's neither here nor there. Regardless, I hope everybody enjoyed today's episode. If you did, smack up the buttons down below, hit up them, you know, likes and subscribes and stuff. As of recording, we just hit 915 subscribers, which is really dang cool. So thank you guys for that. Thank you very much. That was my most recent goal for the end of the 100 days. Can we get to 920 by day 100? Maybe, we'll see. I feel like maybe Trickstars will do us good. We'll see. So regardless, here's the deck profile. For anyone who wants to know how our Super Quantums were played today, take it out and have yourselves a good time. So for our main deck, we have, of course, 3 of all the Super Quantum monsters, being White Layer, Black Layer, Red Layer, Green Layer, Blue Layer, Alphan, and Fairy Zaytan. I threw in a 1-for-1 just because on occasion you'll just want to start with Alphan because he's just that dang good in this deck. We have ourselves our Harpy's Feather Duster, which as a 1-up in a 60 card deck you don't see often, but better to have it than not. We have 1 Triple Tacking Talents. The deck used to run 3 of this thing, which would have been really good, especially with all the hand traps and things that you can run into with this EDO Pro, but we have 1 now, so it's what it is. But we do have our 3 Triple Tactical Thrust still. We won 1 Pot of Avarice for recovery and draw, 3 copies of Alphan Strike as discard fodder to get our field spell set up, 3 copies of Alphan Call Appeal to summon out other Exceeds monsters when our monsters get destroyed. We have our 3 Forbidden Druplets, our 3 Emergency Teleports to get out Blue Layer. We have our 3 copies of Layer 19, which is not only a Milk of Moon sort of thing, it can also summon out Super Quants on the deck, set up our trap cards. It's really darn good. 2 copies of Clockwork Knight, because while this doesn't work on Magnus, it works on literally everybody else in our deck to make our monsters a little bit stronger. So opens up possibility for different strategies. 3 copies of our field spell, the Magnet Carrier. You just want to have 3 of this thing at all times. It lets you pretty simply make your Exceeds monsters and make Magnus. We have our 3 copies of Destructo Dharma Cannon, which is really useful for Magnus when you're not being a silly person and you don't forget that his effect to spin is only in the main phase. This is a really good card to flip my opponent's monsters face down because it will not work on Magnus so long as I have at least 4 materials. We have 3 copies of our Magnus Slayer. Really cool. It makes Magnus really big. It allows him to attack 3 times. It gives him pierce damage. The works. 3 copies of Jar of Avarice, much like the pot. Recover cards, draw more cards. And then lastly, we have our Super Quantal Union, which just lets me pour more materials onto Magnus. So in a long game scenario, I can just keep materials on this guy. As for the extra deck, pretty simple here. 2 copies of our Neo Super Quantal Mecha King Blaster Magna, 2 copies of Grand Pulse, 2 copies Ouroboros, 3 copies Magna Liger, 3 copies Lusterex, and 3 copies of Magnus. As of the side deck, things like Ghost Ogre if you want a hand trap, a couple Lightning Storms if you need a back or removal. Dark Hole is a generic sort of nuke the board thing that doesn't work on Magnus. We have ourselves more Pot of Avarice if you need to recover even more. Although, depending on the situation, you're not going to have a long game with this deck, so it's up to you. We have things like Clockwork Knight. Again, if you want to do like different strategies, just focus on the, like, if you want to focus on Magna, then you want to play more Clockwork so this guy gets a little bit stronger. And then lastly, we have Evenly Matched. If you find that you're getting forced to go second too often and you really just need to clear a board, this can help you. So that was today's deck, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow, Alter Me is playing the Trickstar deck. And then it's time for the finale. Oh, I'm ready. How about you? I don't know if everyone's ready, but I'm getting ready to work. So, thanks for watching, everybody. See you guys next time. Till next time, y'all stay safe and happy. Yeah, we're going. Take care.